Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeff. So in this video, we're going to check out Kai's dance practices for Rover, as well as his Kai film. Before we get to it, I just want to let you guys know that I did react to the full album, as well as the Rover Studio Tune version, that stage. Yeah, you get me right. Those are available on my Patreon, link is down below. And then for this one, I did kind of like hover a little bit, and it seems like it's not a full fixed version. I don't think they're going to release a fixed cam version of this, because this one didn't have like a, those parentheses, the moving version. It doesn't have that. So, and I think it was kind of the same thing for the Kai film one. I'm very excited to see this. I've been watching a lot of the stages on my own, but dance practices, it's always different. There's a different energy to them, especially because of like the comfortability of the clothing, and as well as like he doesn't have to sing, so he might go a bit harder on this. We'll see. So yeah, we're gonna go watch the entire thing first and then dissect what I can, and then we'll do the same thing for the film version. All right, let's get to it. I love this song. I love the song. My god, that fucking vibration. Oh, he's going sharp already. Look at the control of the dancers too. Hey, footwork. Oh my god, I wish this was full frame already. We missed some footwork. Oh my god, they're going ham on this. Hey. Woo! Hey. Here we go. Woo! Hey. Hey. I've seen this chorus so many times. I'm not getting tired of it. Hey. Ah! That one music show though, where the fan cam was like with the crop top. Hey. Nice. He's so sharp when he wants to be sharp, and then like fluid when he wants to be. Woo! That stop was like on the dot. Hey. The little smirk. Woo! Beautiful! The extended lines though. Woo! The control. Woo! My god, he's filling in the space. Kudos to the dancers too though. Like they can keep up. Hey! Woo! That drop. Kinda wish Kai did that too. But he just finished a high note, so it's okay. Smize. Hey. Woo. Nice imagery. Hey. Ooh, that thrust. Thrust me out of this planet. What? I love this choreo. I'm just so happy about this comeback for him. And we know that he loves this song. He loves this song so much. And he's blooming. He's blooming in this comeback. Like when he's promoting, like I've watched a lot of his promotions, like interviews and stuff. And he's just having the time of his life with this comeback. I'm just so proud of him. Okay, let's get to it. He really likes his hat too. The like cowboy aesthetic is his. He's owning it. Like that entrance, oh my god, I can't, hold on. That entrance is just so powerful. Like it's a lot of power with that turn. And then going into that vibration, it really enhances the instrumentation. And you don't even expect it. Like that, and it's so synchronized with the dancers. I'm like, whoo. Hey, I love that. I love that. I love that. It's like he's controlling the dancers in there, and he's just, it wasn't, and I love the fact that he didn't just like go through them. There is every beat in there he's doing something, and then he's like connected to the dancers, like boom, I can't. So he pulled the dancers in, and then here he when he goes like that, they go up with him. It's so detailed. Hey, I love that part too. Like, I know he's here looking handsome, but like the dancers at the back, like they're just so controlled and so well leveled all across the board. I wonder if he handpicked them, because obviously they've been doing really, really well, and I'm just so in awe of his dancers too. So I feel like he would handpick them to like have the same vibe as him. That part. I just love when he does his emphasis. It's like you don't see it coming, and you don't expect it to be that hard. It's like if you were expecting 100% on those like sharp movements, he gives you like 200%. And it's just, you know what, guys? As like from my own experience, and a lot of dancers will know this too, the cameras don't truly represent how you're dancing in real life. In-person interpretation of that dance is always going to be sharper, harder, more fluid, more detailed, all of that. It's like what you see on like camera is probably like, I would say maybe 80% of your in real life performance. Taemin has like touched on this before. From what I heard, he did say that how he dances like in person is not captured with the camera. So it's true. It's very true. This is why like live concerts and performances is just such a different experience. So with Kai doing these sharp movements that are like a 200% on those sharp movements on camera, like if you think about it, what does it look like in real life? You know, like I haven't seen this choreography in real life, obviously, but I have seen Peaches. I went to SM Town and I saw him, but of course he was a little far still. I was on the ground, but like he was on the center stage, and I was like at the end of like the extent of the other arm of the stage, so I can only see like a little bit of him, and he's definitely sharper in real life. So I can't even imagine how much sharper this is in real life. I'm just like, I'm waiting for a Kai tour if he does. KCON, I don't know if he would do that, but like I hope he does KCON LA. He's not doing the KCON Japan, but I hope that he's doing KCON LA so that I can at least freaking see this choreography live before he goes. Like that, you know, it's so sharp. Those things, and his proportions add so much to the way his lines are, because like he has his he's pretty much like 20% torso and 80% legs. Those do contribute to the way those legs are extended, because it's just how it is. Like when you have longer legs, like when you extend those legs, it's gonna be it's gonna look even longer, and like hence those step outs, they're gonna look more powerful because there's a lot more like punch to it, because there's a lot more material. And then when he goes fluid, it's fluid. Hey. Here we go. Okay, so we've seen this choreography so many times. My every other like video on my For You page on TikTok, it's like it's him. I love the stiffening of like when he goes like that. It's so isolated, and I'll point it out more later too, but like the way he isolates his hands is so mesmerizing to me. His whole arm doesn't move when he moves his arm, and that's a coordination thing. I can do it with like my right arm, but with my left arm, because I don't have a lot of coordination, it takes me a lot. It's not as strong here, so I wouldn't be able to control it as well as like my right arm. But that it says a lot about his coordination between his left and right arm, because he does switch. I'll talk about it more later, but like here is just I love the detail, like that. It's just so powerful. You know, there's power to that, and it's such a simple movement, and it's kind of like, you know, fucking come to me. Like there's aggression there, and yes, we will come to you. And then here, I love the isolation of the shoulders, the legs. I've seen a lot of dance challenges to this too, and a lot of them did really, really well, you know, and I'm just so proud of like the younger idols being able to do the choreography with him. I'm sure they're so elated, and they're probably like freaking jumping up and down like with joy. With this one, the most crucial part of this is not forgetting that this is actually like it comes out. So here we're starting here. Like it's kind of like, if you're gonna cover this challenge, definitely it comes out. This sticks out like away from your body, and then you're coming inwards. Boom, right? So it's not just a step. It's not just step. It actually, there's a quick roundabout. There's a quick kind of like swoosh, 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 swoosh. Again, it's an isolation thing. If you can't isolate your entire kind of like this lower part of your legs, it's gonna be hard for you to do that like kind of curve when you step in. It's like a curve to step in, right? It's not just a simple kick. There's detailing on it, and then at the same time, you have the shoulders doing kind of like a similar thing. And then also at the same time, you have this part doing something else. So the isolation between the left arm, the right shoulder, and then the legs, and then the body is like the torso and stuff, they're just there. The rest of those movements are all isolated. And then the coordination comes even more when you switch to the other side, because not a lot of people are, you know, able to control their less dominant leg. So if you are able to do that, then that's great. And he obviously can. So the kind of like the bad part about it is like, if you can't control your left side as much as your right side, your left side isn't going to be as isolated, and hence it's not going to look as right. So I love the, like, it's boom, boom, and then here, and then you have a little bit of body wave. So it's all kind of like structure, and then here you have a lot of like kind of fluid movements there. Really take your time when you go up like this, so that you fill in the space. You don't want to like go up here right away, because then you won't have enough detail. So there's a difference between like going like here and then leaving your hands kind of, you know, going like that up here, rather than like over here, like taking your time with it, like what he does. And this part, I love it so much. I actually prefer the way he does this in the music shows, but like here it's not bad at all. I just prefer the way he does it in the music shows, because it's just a little bit sharper the way he did it. So here, like that bend, it's just so good. It's so addicting. I love that part. He's singing in like his bass notes, and then it goes higher, and then at the same time, the visual aspect of the choreography goes a little bit more lighter too. So it's kind of like heavy, 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 and then light, light, light. It's just such an audio and like visual experience, you know? And I love his torso line here. Like the way he kind of curves down, the like this part here. The reason why I like this in the music show better is just his hips are just actually a lot more inwards. I don't know if it's because of the angle of the camera. It might be the angle of camera here, because with the music shows, we have the angle of the camera a little bit lower, so we see his body line a little bit more. So he actually, the way he does this, it's quite far from his torso, which like that separation it's just so mesmerizing for me to see. And then boom, and then move, and then the same thing, right? It's just, I like it. It's cool. I don't know what it is, but it's so addicting. Like whenever he does it, I'm just like, I can't blink, because I have to see the detail, this shift in it. And then here is like, you know, pull, and then after you pull sharply, you vibe to it. It's just a little bit kind of softer after that. But those kind of details is what makes this choreography quite addictive. And I feel like a lot of people, even though they're not Kai fans, I feel like a lot of people do appreciate this choreography because of the kind of subconscious mind appreciating these like details. And this part, I love the way he's like tilted. In music shows, he's also a lot more slanted when he does this. Like the way he shifts from like one side to the other, like when he goes like this, it's very tilted. I just love those lines with him. Like I don't like with this one, it's not as angular here. I don't know if it's because of the hat or like the vest, but like yeah, in the music shows, I don't know if you guys have been watching the fan cams and stuff. He goes really like wide, and I love that detail. Here is, when I was talking about like this part earlier, the isolation there, it's the same idea here. And you need to isolate this from your wrist. The wrist is doing all the work, and then the coordination thing is gonna be like the left side. So you might be able to really use your dominant hand and do it powerful, but your less dominant hand might not be the same. Hey. So much dynamics to the way he's performing. Hey. Love that part. It's a very normal type of partner work, but he has two girls there. That's like a ballroom type of movement. When you kind of shift out first and then you roll them in. His facial expressions in this song, I mean, he's the king of like facial expressions. Like the way he does with his facial expressions, like it's just so seductive, but like just the right amount. It doesn't verge on creepy, it's not like that. Like even if he wants to be, he won't be. But like it's just, there's so much change in his expression, but it's not animated. That's a very difficult thing to do. It's just a perfect amount of like shifts in the facials, and they're quite big too. They're quite big shifts, and normally when it's that big, it won't come across well on camera. It'll look too much, or it'll be like too weird. Like it'll be like if you're an actor in theater, and then going into film, because like in theater you have to go big on your expressions, right? But when you go on film, you need to kind of like minimize it. That's why you will see a lot of idols kind of just doing very, very small movements with their facial expressions because the camera will pick it up. But like with Kai, there's an intensity to the way he stares, the way he changes facial expressions, but it's just the perfect amount for camera. It's not too much, you really still appreciate it, and it really highlights whatever movement he's doing. Hey. Look at that. Like, like the angst in his facial expression when it changes, it adds so much to the movement. So that's much better than the first one. So I feel like it probably is the camera angle earlier, because the camera angle was like a little bit higher. So when it's a little bit lower, like a little bit more eye level, we see that change. We see that detail, the shift in the line, a lot more. And then here, yeah, those tilts. I think those tilts were definitely more extended on the music shows. Imagery. God, his dancers are phenomenal. Oh. Whenever he gives us like a hint of like ballet type of fluidity, I just go insane. Because like, you don't expect it. Like here, like, ooh, beautiful. Look at this. Ooh, look at that sweep. So there, you really got to take your time with that sweep. Of course, according to the music. You don't want to sweep that in too soon, or otherwise you're not going to have that detail for it. Hey. Hey, hey. Boom. Hey, love this in and out imagery. Woo, love this part. It just goes ham. Oh my god, the thrust. Like the isolation, the way he isolates his body is just insane. Because like that's just not a thrust. That's an isolated thrust. You know, there's a pelvic movement in there that's just very sharp and much appreciated. Then he goes into that beautiful line. Like he goes like, okay, hard, and then beautiful, beautiful. I just love the structure of this too. They're so synchronized as well. I'm like, ooh. This part, it's like boom, boom, sharp, sharp. And then beautiful, beautiful line. Beautiful swan. Hey. Oh my god. Guys, that tired me out. Like, I'm just watching him, I'm like tired. Takes a while to like really get to the, I mean, it's easy to pinpoint what Kai is doing because he's such an amazing dancer that like it's so obvious. But like when you pick up on like the many details he's doing, it's just like my mind is working. And because there's a lot of details, my mind is working overtime, you know? I'm just like, oh, I need coffee. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the Rover, the film Kai Rover, the dance practice. So again, I'm gonna do like a full run through first, and then I'll go back. Pray for me. There's a lot of contemporary pieces here too. Oh my god, shit.
와이스크린 안에 비디오 핫크립 차고 넘쳐 부메랑 부메랑 자극적인 너의 앵글
Got the details.
클릭 플레이
Hey.
스위치 초점을 잃은 건 남자 무의식에 빠져가 이곳에 갇혀 더한 걸 원하고 있는 걸 Look at you now, look at you now 검은 화면 속에 비친 Look at you now, look at you now 지금 네 모습이 어때
Hey. Hey, hey. I can imagine him going on like Streetman Fighter and like doing so well. Like this is like Streetman Fighter type of level,
Baby, kiss this angle.
if not more. You know? It's so short. Bomba!
Bomba, bomba.
A little bit too many buttons there.
Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. No matter
I love that imagery.
나보다
God, he's so
밝은 이
thick.
밤 자유롭게 더 뜨겁게 bomba 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 라따따
I need a full version.
bomba bomba
Oh my
hey, yeah,
God.
hey, yeah, oh. bomba 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 라따따
Oh!
자유롭게 더 뜨겁게 yeah.
You can't.
bomba 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 라따따
He's so hot. I can't with him. And then we're going to here. I'm like, how do you expect me to survive? How do you expect me to survive? That's probably why they didn't give us a long version of Bomba, because we will not survive it. He literally slid. Excuse me, sir. Hey, ooh! That trick! Oh my god, his details! Hey, hey! Woo! Those are all isolating movements. My god. The control though. I'm just so in awe. Hey. The art! Damn, they filmed this on the iPhone 1.5 Is it the grain?
너의 눈동자 속
Nice. Look at, he's taking his time. You know, ooh!
나를 살게 해 I'm a sinner 날 보내
Like, God, that jump! Look, he's literally like working out while dancing.
부서질
Hey.
해 I'm a sinner 용서해 네 품에 가도
God. Ooh.
나를 살게 해 I'm a sinner Can't escape 네가 날 놔도 난 늘 이곳에
I feel like we saw, like in this span of like 4 minutes, we saw like such an adventure of his dance styles. It's like every being of him is there. You guys did mention that like his mom cried when she saw Kai film because she was like, this is Kim Jong-un, you know, like this is him. And I can see that. I can see the personality, the different I can see the personality. I can see him taking us on his life journey. And that's reflective of like someone's dance career, you know, especially with someone like him who knows a lot of different genres. It's like stages of his life. You know what I mean? Okay, we're gonna do some dissection. Pray for me. There's a lot of details, guys. This might be a 1-hour video. This is a very contemporary piece. Like, you know, starting with in a chair with like these props. So working with props is always going to be tricky. Of course, there are pros. If there's a behind for this already, like there was definitely a lot of talking and like planning, going back and forth, where to move in, where to move out, where to like swoop in, how the cloth affects you. Working with props is difficult because you're not really in control as much, because especially like these kind of cloths, it's kind of like an extension of your body that you can't fully control. Of course, there's a certain amount of control. It has a life of its own, basically, and you're like trying to like control that life. I love the imagery that they're doing here with these bands, like that detail of, you know, him going flash and then catching like that part, you know, catching the cloth and then having it specifically placed up there. And then his imagery here with like the knees up, toe pointing up. This already requires a lot of ab work just to like hold that position. And he's not a lazy dancer, of course, because this is quite up. Some people may just like, you know, like it's up, but it's not like high up. So he's really taking into consideration his image line, you know, his body line.
Click, play, switch.
So like that kind of thing, you know, it went directly with like the band. That's cool.
Look at you now, look at you now.
Ooh, see, like those kind of reaches is the same idea as earlier when I was talking about like take your time with this, like to go up. Don't be like, you know, up here, because some people will take it as like, oh, I need to be sharp, so I need to go like up here. But no, take your time with it. And the same here, like boom, you know, really milk those moments according to time, of course. Don't just go like up like that. He went like, you know, like there's a difference. Then this is almost like crumping, you know. And his moves are so powerful. Hey, this reminds me of Reason. His dance practice for Reason is it's very kind of animalistic. Oh my god, I can't. Whenever this song comes on.
Bomba, bomba. Hey, yeah. No matter
I love
no
that part. I love that first. I can see it if he was to do a tour and if he opens with this song, this is a perfect imagery for it because it's like bam, and then I can see like the fireworks going, you know, the effects and stuff, whatever, or like some sort of like LCD type of imagery when he goes like that, bam, you know, it's like the whole fucking stadium will explode. And also like the pull-in. And the pull-in is like very detailed too. So he goes boom and then he like holds it in very carefully. It's not just like boom and then it's like end. It's like boom and like, you know, it kind of tames.
No matter no it's
See the hands. I love that part, like bah, bah. His arms are so nice here. Ah! I can't with him. Whenever he shakes his hips, I'm just like crazy, and that's probably why he doesn't have a lot of choreographies where he's, you know, when he's like slapping his hips, because he knows we won't be able to take it. He knows he's taking care of us. He's protecting us. Like, look at this. God, oh my God, like detail. I would love to see him do salsa or like tango, like those kind of like Latin type of dance, because those kind of genres has a lot of hips, guys, and him utilizing his hips is just slap. This one, the camera deprived us. Cameraman, you deprived us of a moment there. Needed to have been a little bit wider so we can see what's going on. You know, we like the details of the dance, so we would appreciate it if it was like wider, but you know, just saying there. You know, it's for research. The shaking, oh my God. But like, sorry, I'll replay that, don't worry. But like here, it's just, he's showing us a lot more like kind of lower body movements, more utilizing the hips, because in like genres like crumping or very structured moments, kind of like for Reason or like, you know, the other song, there's not a lot of happening in the hips area because it's all on the arms, shoulders, knees, torso. It's not really on the hips. There's not a lot of like fluidity there. And then when he would do fluid, it's usually on the arms and in his hands. So like the reason why we're going bananas here is because he's utilizing his hips a lot more. So I like that detail too when like that when he shifts to the side, his body kind of like went like that. Love that. It's kind of like left over and then he pulls his head. Oh, and there's so much like fluidity in that torso and in the arms. Then here he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He knows what we like. Thank you, Kim Jong-un. God. Oh my God, I can't. Guys. I'm a mess. It's so embarrassing. But I love the back. Wait, I love the back, the dancing, the backwards dancing, the step back. Yeah, that part. Oh my God, we will not survive a full version of this. Okay, there's a lot of art in this one because this is very contemporary. Utilizing a prop like a book. We don't really see that in hip hop. Of course, you can do that. But you know, like a piece like this, with like the type of movements that he was doing in this choreography, is very, very contemporary. Like if it wasn't for like the very cool beats, like if you put in like a layer of, if you layer in like a slower music, then it would feel, you would be able to see the full contemporariness of this choreography. But we do have like the heavy beats, you know, the more cool vibe. That's why it's kind of like modernized in a way, hip hopized, if that's a word. So smooth. What's hard about this is really learning it. Because, you know, you're not just like looking in the mirror, right? Like you can't because you're laying down. So where do you see yourself? You're probably spending a lot of time like looking at the choreographer, like from like above when you're standing up, and then you're looking at what they're doing, and then you try to copy it, because that kind of back and forth. It's not going to be your traditional way of learning choreography in front of a mirror. There, the isolation is insane. It's like, it's so quick and so clean and polished. And here, like that, it's so wide. And I think that's what makes this choreography very, very stimulating to watch. You can really appreciate the detail in here, because his limbs are so long. His stature is so like long. When he reaches, there's power. When he comes in, there's power, like the snaps, right? And you can really see the detail. You can really see the isolation. Like here, this is insane. Like the detail in that, Jesus. Like that, oh my God, how do you even do that? I have never worked with a book in a choreography, so I'm just as lost, but like that was so smooth. It's so pro. It must have taken a lot of, oh, you know what it is? It's kind of like working with a hat, you know, like crumpers, when they work with a hat, it's a similar idea. That's what it is. There's a lot of attention to the perfection of the way you do this, because one wrong move, you'll mess it up. It's that difficult. Love that lean back, because it's so far away from the mirror, and like you really just have to trust yourself that you're not too far away from the mirror, you know? Because like the distance between you and the mirror will be very, very crucial there, because your lines and shapes will differ depending on the distance of your body to the mirror. Because if it's too far, then you'll have to like reach too far, and then you might not be able to like have that balance on your core. But if it's too close, then you might not have the exact imagery that you're wanting, because it might be not too like curved, because if it's too close, then you don't have enough space to like actually curve, right? Love that too, like the sharp, and then when he goes like this, it's instead of it like being hardcore, it's the opposite. He goes very delicate on it. Just great surprises like that makes a good choreography. That turn right there, boom, and straight to the floor, and that control, you know, like knowing how to like land properly and then shifting away from it right away. So much control. Jongin, his control, man. Look at that. Hey, woo! I don't even know how to dissect that, because it's like breakdancing. This turn, oh my God, look at that pause with the freaking dancers. That's so high. So these are very carefully selected dancers who can do this. This is a very, very advanced. It's almost in the breakdancing world. Like this turn here. I was able to do this turn when I did the 10 and Win-Win Lovely cover. If you guys haven't checked that out, I did it. That's somewhere on my channel. It's somewhere on my channel. So like that turn, it's actually, it's harder than you think. It takes a lot of centering because both of your feet are up in the air at the same time. And so when you lose your balance, you're not going to land well. Like when you land, you're not going to have that much control, and you might like lean forward or lean backward or to the side, those kind of things. So like having that balance when you go up and then when you go down. And it also will depend on like how high you can go too. But it's just so powerful. Like that imagery was so powerful. And then here, he's basically doing like fitness, like Zumba workout. Like that requires a lot of abs because you're holding yourself up. Here, you're holding yourself up like in the upper body here, so that your legs can do it freely. Your control is in the upper body, and of course the abs. And then especially here too, because you let it out. You know, it's kind of like being able to do a one push-up. So if you're able to do like a one-handed push-up, it's a lot easier because then you have that strength already. Because it's the legs, it's shifting, right? And in that speed too. Oh, he does have a slight slant, which probably helps. Like here, he kind of like leans in a little bit so that his balance will be a little bit more here, so that he's able to do that. Like that domino effect too, like with him turn, like them turn, and then the turn up. I love this detail. Like he doesn't just like throw away his arms. He didn't just throw it away. He throws his entire body. And I love the fact that he's like so comfortable looking in different directions. He's not just like looking ahead in front of the mirror. He's like, that's how you know someone's very comfortable with the way he moves. Because he's able to like look away and just really be immersed in the moment. Hey. I'm tired, Jomin. Oh my god. Just so in awe. Just so in awe. You guys know this. Like, whenever whenever Kai, well, I was gonna say Kim Jong-un, but like I really wanted to say Kai. Whenever Kai dances, oh my god, this is an hour. It's 50 minutes as I'm filming this. Damn. I don't know what it is gonna be in the edit. Maybe like around 40 minutes. But so I won't keep this too long anymore. Whenever I dissect Kai, I'm just like, one, I'm very in awe, and two, I'm very tired because of the stuff that he's doing. I'm like trying, because the way I dissect these things, it's like I put myself in that position, and that's how I'm able to verbalize to you guys what's happening on the screen. So like me trying to do his stuff in my mind. For example, for Reason, I can still remember that choreography where I just gave up halfway through it. I'm just like, okay, I want to let you do your thing. I'm not gonna keep this too long. Kai is one of the best dancers in K-pop. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching with me today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, do like and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, make sure you take that notification bell so you don't miss any content from me. And if you'd like to get to know more about me, do check out my Instagram, TikTok, and Patreon down below.